my loves, I want to do my makeup, and I got some new things, and I think I'm going to try them out. But let's start with moisturizing this face. Kiehl's, I'm running out. I'm running out of Kiehl's, and I love Kiehl's. Honestly, they just hydrate the face so well. I also use Aquaphor. The Aquaphor stick is bomb. It makes I honestly feel like it just makes everything seamless. So it has been officially a week since I guess broke my toe or excessively bruised it. Truly, I think it is broken because it is exactly the same as the last time that I broke my toe. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened the first time and then what happened this time as I do my makeup. So when I broke my toe the first time, this was back in like 2016-ish. And no, actually this was probably 2014. I was still in college. So I was going to college in Iowa, and me being all nicey nice, I said, oh, I think there was an event or something, but I was like, let me make some pina coladas. So I went out and went to the supermarket. I don't even know who I was with, but I went to the supermarket with friends and all that. And when we got to the juices section, I was trying to get the canned pineapple juice, the really big one. When I went to grab it, it fell from the shelf, fell from my hands, and landed directly on my right toe. And the toe that I'm talking about is the fourth one. The fourth like toe. Oh my God, I have never felt pain like that in my life. I was like, I didn't even have proper shoes on. I had literally like chanclas. I had sandals on. So you could imagine the fucking pain. So I'm gonna do my brows now with NYX Powder Louder. I feel like I always mess that up, but yes, I'm gonna do my brows. So that was the first time, and when I had gone back home to Puerto Rico, they did an x-ray and they were like, yeah, I mean, it looks like a proper break. It probably will never look the same because those bones are so small. And I was like, this is so great. So literally I've had like a Frankenstein toe. I mean, it's not bruised or anything. It looks like the swelling never went down. So that's fun. So this time around, let's talk about that one. So I had a dinner party thing, a dinner celebration for my friend's birthday, my little Virgo queen. And we had reservations to go to Zuma, which is in Boston. It's in the Four Seasons, very bougie. And I was starting to get ready here at home. And I was like, okay, great. I have everything set. My plan is that right now, because my partner and I share a car, I was going to drop off the car at his job. And then I would go and Uber. Whoops, that was the wrong side. I would go and Uber to my friend's place because we were all going to meet together and not drive in and just Uber. Easy peasy. So when I was about to leave, I was like, let me just use the bathroom real quick. That way I'm not like stressing about having to use it or whatever. And when I went inside the bathroom, there was no water on the floor. There was no oils on the floor, nothing. My left foot, as I went to sit down on the toilet, slid and literally hit at full impact with the bathtub. I know. It sounds painful, right? Because it was. I saw stars. I froze. It hurt so bad. But I also was like in a rush, so I was like, I need to go. So what ended up happening was that I had my flats on, like nothing was going wrong. I had my flats on and I was like, great, get in the car. Took my heels with me. Once I got to my friend's place, I'm using the Got to Be Glued brow gel. Once I got to my friend's place, I was like, okay, it's time to, you know, put on my heels. My toe hurt, but it wasn't like end of the world. I was like, okay, I'll be fine. I can muster through this. I have a high pain tolerance, so not a big deal. We got to the restaurant and I was like, something's wrong. I literally either, these shoes are the most uncomfortable thing ever because I had not worn them yet. And I was like, wow, like I thought these were going to be comfy. They're not. And we sat down for like an hour and a half. And all of a sudden, all I feel when we stand up after finishing dinner, all I feel is the pulsing of my foot. I was like, what is going on? We went to the bathroom, and when I saw how purple and black and blue my foot was, yeah, we ended up going. I was like, y'all, I cannot walk through Boston with this foot like this. And I didn't want the night to end, so I was like, what can I do? Like, I don't have any flats. I left them at my friend's apartment. And she was just like, girl, walk without shoes on. And I was like, I can't even put pressure on. So thankfully, thank you, Four Seasons. I talked to the concierge and they were like, let's get security to like just look at your foot. And I was like, I mean, it didn't happen here. I don't want you to like file a like, I don't know, a procedure or like a document that like I hurt myself here. It was not here. And he was like, no, like security will take you out and like they'll talk to you. And I was like, okay, cool. Security came and he was like, because I asked concierge if like they had any like spa shoes or like just random like flip-flops or whatever. And they were like, no, like the spa closed. I was like, great. I was like, I will pay for them. They were like, no, they're closed. And so what ended up happening, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Power Grip as my primer. I was going to do eyes first. Let's do eyes first. I'm going to use concealer for my eyes, not eyebrows. Eyes. I'm chaotic, so I apologize. But, yeah, when they said that, I was like, well, you know, shit out of luck. If we don't have anything, I guess, like, I'm going to have to either go home or figure something else out. But when security came, he was like, I can definitely get you shoes, no worries. And I was like, thank you. You have saved the night. So I was walking around all of downtown Boston with these spa white shoes in my outfit. I looked amazing. If you saw me out and about, I don't know if you are here in Boston, then you will definitely have noticed me because I was probably the only person that was wearing those shoes with like a whole fit. But that's where we're at. We're healing. Today was the first time. Today is September 14th for me. But today was the first time that I put closed-toed shoes on, and I was like, okay, like I'm okay. I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling strong. Nothing like crazy. And I was able to go to the gym and just like do upper body. And I did a little bit of the elliptical because it didn't do a lot of like toe movement. I don't know how to say it. Like I didn't point my toes, obviously, because it's not really necessary. But that was fine. And now I'm doing my makeup with y'all. So it should be, I mean, I went to Walmart because I also have less than 2 weeks to move out, which is fun. It's been semi-struggle because I know what I can pack up, but I can't pack up my partner's stuff because I don't know what he wants to give away, what he wants to keep. The battle of the century. So today I actually went and got more plastic boxes so I could put more clothes away and all that stuff. Y'all, moving is no joke. It is not fun. I don't know who told us that it would be fun, but it's not. So, all right. So now that we have laid a concealer base, and you can also, like, if you don't want to use concealer, you can use a eyeshadow base. There's plenty of brands that have eyeshadow bases. It just depends on what brand you want to use. I usually set this before I put eyeshadow on with a powder. I'm gonna use I'm just trying to find a brush. I am going to use my one size turn up the base foundation powder thing. Yeah, foundation powder, just to set the eye. And then on top of that, then I can go in and start with like my eyeshadow and all that stuff. I just don't like, if I don't set it, I feel like my eyeshadow will crease. I feel like the eyeshadow tends to move a little bit more, and we want to make sure that it just sets into place. I've been doing practicing or loving makeup since probably I was 13, maybe younger. I mean, I never wore makeup. My mom would never allow me to wear makeup, and not never. She would just say, like, don't wear makeup every day. Like, you're gonna have a time in your life where you're going to have to wear makeup. And honestly, and not that you have to, right? But in the sense that she was just making it seem like you're going to school. You're going to school. Why do you need makeup? And I was like, you're right. You know, I now as a grown-up, I appreciate her because I feel like she protected a lot of that innocence in that time frame of like wearing makeup and testing. But I did consume a lot of makeup tutorials and videos. Like, I grew up watching Patrick Star, and Patrick and I went to high school together for 1 year. I think he graduated the year that I like went, and he was the nicest person, like, when we did theater together. I also, you know, would watch Manu MUA, would watch Jaclyn Hill. I mean, I would watch everyone and just get enamored by everyone's just iconic looks that they would come up with. So we are going to do, I want to use this new Danessa Myricks Flakes. Y'all, I need to show y'all how this looks because it is unreal. Let me just open it. I want to do something with this. Okay, I have some flakes on here, but I'm just gonna put it on the back of my hand so y'all can see the color. Do you see that color shift? It's got like greens and blues, and the name of it is Lava. I'm just gonna let that focus in on it. Focus. It just is so pretty, and like, oh, do you see that blue shift? It is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. So I kind of want to do something that I can wear this with. It looks pretty simple. I think it's just gonna dry down on top, but I'm excited. Okay, so I think we're gonna do a very neutral, smoky, maybe some greens in there, and go from there. Okay, so with the same brush that I used for foundation powder, I'm gonna use this to put in more of like a neutral shade above my crease. That way I have colors to blend it out. But yeah, so makeup was something that I would watch my mom. My mom loved MAC. Growing up, I remember my mom having all of the MAC cosmetics, and I fell in love with lip gloss because of my mom having one. I loved the texture, I loved the shine. I stole it from her. She knows because she gave me like her old one. So I guess you can't really say that I stole it. But I mean, I have always loved makeup and the transformation that can happen and the confidence that it can give someone. I also have loved the fact that it incorporates itself in like the theater part that I studied, and so there's a lot of things that I'm like, oh, within theater I learned the theatrical makeup, and there's just so much that I love about the makeup industry, the beauty industry in general. There are good parts and bad parts about any industry, but with the makeup industry, it's that. So I'm looking at the color shifts. There is purple, there's green. Ugh, it's just literally like a planet. It literally looks like a planet. We are going to use, I think maybe an orangey. So I'm using Buffalo Chicken. I'm using my Glamlite palette. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And that'll blend into that neutral shade that we already laid down. And you blend that together. You make sure that there's no harsh lines. You are going to marry these two colors together, almost like the gradients, and you almost can't tell that there should be two different colors. It should just blend all together. I love the names of this palette. Buffalo Chicken. And then once you blend, and you can be as creative as you want. You know, sometimes a look might not translate, and sometimes it will. So don't be afraid. There are certain times that I'm like, wow, that did not work. What did you try to do, Andy? And you know, you live and you learn. Color theory is important, and sometimes colors can turn out muddy when you use them together. That's all I'm saying. I think instead of green, I'm going to use purple. Yes, that sounds good. So I'm going to use purple in the next one, and that's going to go in the crease. So you see the fold? You see that fold? That's the crease. I'm just swiping it back and forth. So that same color, crease, swiping it back and forth. And it's easy when you are staring at yourself in the mirror. Like, focus on that. I know that it's sometimes hard because we want to like document and like do videos and all that stuff. But if you are just starting, just record what you're doing, but like look at yourself in the mirror so you can concentrate. You want to make sure that everything marries together, like I just said. Marries, blends, and just looks cohesive, not muddy, not crazy or chaotic. And if it does, it's okay. You are practicing. That's what I say to myself all the time. The days that I'm like practicing, I'm like, you know, that look did not translate how I wanted it to look. And even though I didn't want to photograph it, I practiced. I practiced, you know, mixing colors together and seeing if they worked and all that. So now I'm gonna go in, maybe blue. I think blue. I just want it to be like colorful. This mass hole. Ooh, yeah. I feel good about it. It's gonna come together. Right now, we are hesitant and we gotta trust the process, but I promise. And that usually is the outer V. You see that? That's a V. 1, 2. That's a V. And then you just fill that in. Make sure that everything is stamped in. And the colors look fine. And don't worry, you can literally go back and forth. And like, even if you like get out of line, you can use micellar water to clean it up. So do not worry about that. This is the purple one that I was using earlier. Just blending it all together. Now I'm gonna get some tissue paper. Now I'm gonna get some cotton swabs. Some cotton swabs. Be right back. Alrighty, I got my cotton swabs. And I'm gonna use my micellar water. And this is how I clean up any disaster that I create. Cotton swab, dip, evenly coated, and then I just go and wipe up. And you see how that got crisp? Make it nice and sharp like Michaela Noguera says. And that's it. I just make it into the shape that I want. Let me see. And then do the same thing on the other side. clean it up, clean it up. And now it's nice and sharp. Perfect. Now that it's nice and sharp, I leave the micellar water there just in case I need to reuse it. Now I'm gonna use the flakes. So I'm actually gonna lay down, whoop, 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 whoop. I don't want that to fall. I'm gonna lay down a little bit of this lighter color right here, just to blend everything out. Nothing crazy. And then I'm gonna put the flakes on top. So let's do this together. And I'm gonna use, I think I'm gonna use this. It's like a little paintbrush. It's very, it's a gel. So, oh my God. That is, I'm sick. I'm sick. This is so pretty. Oh my God. This does not even probably do a actual service to how this looks because it is insane. Oh my God. This looks so crazy. And I just make sure that because I didn't cut the crease, that at least like where the flakes lay is exactly where I would have cut the crease. It looks so pretty. Okay, so now that that's done, we close this shut. We don't want it to dry out. And then I'm gonna stamp in the edges to blend them in. A little bit of the purple, just so that like it's evenly like nothing is like too harsh. We don't want it to be harsh, we want it to be blended. Nothing crazy. We're not gonna go chaotic. And then I'm going to put, actually after I put foundation on. So now I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Power Grip. I have not used this primer. I have used other ones, but I've heard that this is like super sticky. So let's use this. Oh, it feels sticky. It honestly feels stickier than the milk. That's insane. Okay, so once I evenly, whoops, I'm so sorry I hit the mic. Wow, I'm gonna let this dry because we want, whenever you put primer or any part of your makeup on, you want to ensure that your creams, your liquids, anything like that, allow the time to dry. If you do not, it literally will blend and move and not work appropriately. So I have a fan. I'm gonna turn it on so I get some air on me and it dries faster. But I promise it'll make a difference. If you are starting to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm using primer and it's not working, it could be that. It could be that. If you're using, let's say for instance, this one size primer and you're like, oh my God, it's peeling. You're not letting it dry. You're not letting it dry, you're dragging your makeup. Don't do that. The same thing for the oil control. This one, I love this, but you need to let things dry and it takes time. You need to be patient. So we're almost there. I want to see many people. Oh, okay, that stayed stuck. I just gasped and it moved. But that stayed stuck. That's so cool. Like, I can feel and hear the stickiness. All right, we're gonna use our Foundation. The foundation I'm going to use is my About Face foundation. And I'm going to contour in with my Thread Beauty. Use products that are affordable, that make sense in your budget. You can try new things out, but if you are starting and you're like, I don't know how to do my makeup yet, don't break your bank. There are so many great things like this foundation and NYX foundations and e.l.f. foundations that are, you know, cost friendly, and you do not, I promise you do not have to break the bank. Okay. Now that this is on, we are going to use a brush, a dense brush, whatever you have. If you like to do, and I like to stamp this in, if you like to use a beauty blender, no one's stopping you. I don't like sponges, okay? It is personal preference. Everyone can use their tools however they desire. And I promise, this is my color. I just am losing my tan slowly. The other one that I have is gonna make me look too orange right now. So I'd rather look a little bit more pale and brighten it up back with some contour and blush and all that than to look orange. Okay. Who's texting me? Everybody's bothering today. I promise we're gonna bring back color to this face. I'm not gonna look like Morticia Addams or anything. I don't know why I just decided to say Morticia Addams, but there we go. I promise. Trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, now stamp it in. Stamp it in. Okay. Okay, you see how there's warmth now back into the face simply because we put on contour. And this is more of a bronzing shade because contour is more of a neutral shade. This brings a lot of warmth because it is a bronzing shade. Come on, blend out. There we go. And I'll just make sure to blend everything together because I don't want to look like I have like a white beard, because that happened to me once and I hated it. Okay. I usually go in and set the face layer by layer now that I have my liquids on, or not my liquids, but my creams on. I'm going to use my Scandinavia. And I set this first layer. Now I'm going to go in with my blush. I think I'm going to use my House Labs blush. And I'm going to put that on my hand and grab it from my hand. So now it's warmed up. You can't see it. It's warmed up on my hand, and now I use a brush like this one from Fenty, and I just make sure that it's saturated. I use this tip from Selena Gomez's makeup artist, because I had not been putting this blush on right, because this one's so bright. And it's gonna be fixed because I still have to put concealer on and everything, so don't worry. We are trusting the process. And remember that this is gonna give a flush of color underneath, but we're still gonna put on powder blush on top. Okay. Beautiful. Now that that's on, I'm gonna do my concealer, and then I'm gonna go in with another, oh, I do not want all of this to fall out. I'm gonna go in with another layer of the setting spray. My goodness, I could not speak. My House Labs, the tried and true. I always say this, I love this. I literally just went to Sephora and was returning some items. 2 items that it just didn't pan out well. And the girl was like, oh my God, I feel you. That's how I feel with House Labs. And I was like, girl, I love me some House Labs. So it really, truly is all about your skin texture, how it feels on your skin, how you feel when the product like translates. So I promise that if you don't like a product, it might just not be a product that was made for you. I mean, I went and had to return the Huda Beauty one. I loved it. I really did. But I noticed in all 3 times, I would just end the day like a grease ball. And really unfortunate, because I use the setting powder. I use everything. And I always set my face with mattifying primers and mattifying setting powders and all of it, because I know that I sweat. I know that I'm going to sweat, and I know it's going to budge and move. And so I was very disheartened with how it ended up looking. But I'm grateful that they took it back. So now, setting. Putting on some fan. And then now I'm gonna go in and set with powder. Just letting this dry down a little bit. And I'm gonna take off the foundation that's on my lips. Perfect. I am gonna put on some lip oil because my lips are crusty, dusty, and disgusting. They're not disgusting. They're just crusty. Where are they? Where is it? Okay. Using my House Labs PhD lip oil. This one's a color changing one. Just gives a perfect pink. Perfect. Let that simmer. Okay, now that's on powder. And I'm going to use my Black Radiance loose powder. I'm so glad that I found this on a budget, under budget. I think this powder was like 12 bucks and I found it at Target. So go and get some. Go and get some for yourself. I need a powder puff. It's not right, but it's okay. With the powder puff, if you have one, make sure that you evenly coat Once that's evenly coated, you are going to then tap excess off of your blender, of your puff, because you want this to evenly coat when you layer it on. Already a difference. Yes, we love it. We love it. We love it. And now I'm going to turn this off because now you're trying to make me teary-eyed on purpose. Okay. And smack in my face. Smack! And then with a brush, I use a little bit, tap excess, there's a lot, and then I buff it in. I love the fact that as I was doing that, my battery died, but that's why we have a second one. So buff it in, and once this is evenly buffed in, that is when I go in with blush. Perfect. We're gonna close this. Okay. Ooh. Seal it up. The blush that I want to use is my House Labs. Where are you? I want Hibiscus Haze. Oh no, I want French Rosette. French Rosette. Sephora collection makes amazing products that, I mean, you really could never tell. So if you are in the market, Sephora collection has great blushes and all that. Oh, I'm getting a FaceTime call. Okay, I got distracted by a phone call, but I put some orange blush on top, so it's kind of a sunset. I'm gonna highlight my eye now, right here, the inner corner. Oh yes, I think that it's called Poppin', again from another Glamlite palette. It's just a perfect like white blue shimmer, and I think it'll tie everything together. Yes, I'm gonna use that remainder on my nose bridge and the tip of my nose, little bit that's left over on my brow bone, liner and mascara. Liner, mascara, and then we're done. Then lips. Where is that? Where are my things? Oh, I put it inside. Okay. Now, some liner. And I'm going to use my NYX liner. Yes, this NYX liner is everything. I'm also going to use, is it this one? This is the new one. I've not used it. Nope, I used this one. Which one's the new one? Nope, it's not extra thigh. It's this one. Yes, rubber bands. I'm going to use rubber bands and my new Fenty lip to finish this look off. So let's do liner. The trick is to keep your eye open and look at yourself in the mirror. Flick. Flick. And then color it in. Oh, I've had better liner days. But honestly, liner is a thing that I've been practicing more and more each time because I was not comfortable with liner maybe not even a year ago. So just know that there's no such thing as perfection. Liners are going to look different on each eye. You can always fix it with micellar water or something if you want to. Beautiful. And then I'm going to do a little bit of my inner corner. Nothing crazy. Silence. Moment of silence for me to do my liner. Perfect. Now that's done, I'm gonna go in with another layer of setting spray, and I'm also going to set it with my Super Fix from Makeup Revolution. I'm gonna put on the fan for this. I want this makeup to set into place, not move, not budge. Okay, as that is setting, I'm going to line my lips with the Traced Out Pencil Lip Liner Rubber Bands by Fenty. I love this lip liner. Like, not even just the color, just like this brand. They really did the damn thing with these lip liners. Once I have that on, I'm going to use, oh, I gotta reach. I gotta reach. I'm gonna use my Fenty Gloss Bomb High Shine Stick in Riri. Could not read. Just like this beautiful color. Amazing. Once we do that, I'm gonna put a little bit of my clear Fenty Gloss Bomb. Yeah. Once that is setting, we're still setting our face, my goodness. Not brows, eyelashes. I could put on a lash. I'm not gonna do that because I have other things to record today and I don't have eyelashes to be just whipping them out. If somebody wants to gift them to me. And then this will complete our look. I use waterproof products as much as possible because, again, I am an oily bitch. And if waterproof bothers you, don't use waterproof. It's as simple as that. But I use waterproof everything. I want nothing to move. I want to struggle to take it off. I'm not kidding. And there you have it. We are done. Follow me for more. Hopefully this was easy, but if not, let me know and I'll make it easier. Love you.